So they'll be calling you a radical. So this is an important video, really historic, important video. So California just came out now, an emergency completely closed the entire ocean for fucking salmon fishing. Third year in a row. And the fallacy somehow that you have in your head that it's been clasping for decades is just that, a fallacy, a lie. So we know, unarguably, factually, and they put a pretty good graph on it. It's semi-pseudo decent, but we know factually that, now remember, Chinook salmon go to sea for 5 years. We know factually that California, Northern California up there, and the California salmon returns had close to all-time record historic returns in 20, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Did not start to collapse until 2016. Why? They go to sea for 5 years. Now, we can go to the Kenai in Alaska. The Kenai in Alaska had less than 10,000 for the year last year. You want to, before 2016, when they collapsed, they were getting that a day. A day. It's all emergency closed. Let's work now. The new shack, fuck, what a catastrophe. All through Alaska. What a nightmare. How about British Columbia? The Fraser. What? And I haven't heard if they emergency closed it this year, but they've emergency closed for several years. It's a fucking nightmare. You know, again, these are Chinook. Now, we work all the way to Washington. The state of Washington, finally, I got a little bit of news out. They closed their two best rivers. They never report anything. Now, this is important because historically, the state of Washington has been so derelict. And if you don't believe me, I want you to Google and look it up. When the historic collapse started in 2015, was the same year that Oregon Fish and Game was accused of having sex parties, orgies. Okay, whatever. Look it up. The head of Oregon Fish and Game, and this is right when the catastrophe started, you know, when the last joyful great numbers in, he's in prison for raping a fellow Washington Fish and Game worker. But they don't report shit. They're the worst violators of it all. So, Oregon, the Army Corps of Engineers is run by the Department of the scumbags, the Army Corps of Engineers, which used to be part of the Atomic, which classified Kevin Lang. But I backdoored them long ago. I'd go to Oregon themselves, and they use a government agency in Portland, and I used to talk to them all the time. I mean, I call them now, "Oh, Mr. Blanche, how you doing?" They'll tell you straight up, I'm the world's foremost expert. And they used to laugh at first. They don't laugh. Now, remember, this is important. California had record returns on Chinook salmon 2013, 14, 15. Then it collapsed till 2016. Again, they go to sea. You can work from the top of the Alaska all the way down. You know, the Kenai, freaking all through the Cook Inlet, all through British Columbia, the Fraser. You know, you get to the mighty beast, Columbia, the Deschutes, the Rogue, the Jedediah Smith has no dams. Now, Klamath right there on the California border, where we're talking, they tore out their dams. Don't matter. They're dying at sea. Jedediah Smith right below has no dams. The Rogue has no dams. We're talking since 96. Now, remember, I cannot overstate this, how healthy the Pacific Ocean was on March 10th, 2011. Now, the smoking in Coeur d'Alene, look at the new, all the stuff that's out with the wells, everything Kevin White said the whole time. Unusual mortality event. Noah calls it 10 years after the fact, says it's over, and I says it ain't over till Kevin White says it's fucking over. The most famous marine biologist in fucking Americano history, bar none, Kevin Lynch. Look at these fucking articles. Even the Patch in San Diego, who they sold their soul to the fucking nuclear devil. Even they come out and says, have an article out today on how alarming. They're back to using alarming. Scientists are mystified, they're baffled, they're stumped, they're curious, they're alarmed. That's all we've heard. The LA Times, the derelicts of all derelicts, the criminal of them all, is coming out today and saying the mystery deepens. As I said, this starvation event on the wells ain't over. And they have the dates wrong. The starvation event on the well started in 2013-14, and I documented it heavily. And I said, it ain't over. The tide pool collapse, you know, they'll come back there. You know, the San Diego Channel 8 lies, you know, I've been documenting the Crystal Pier forever. The Crystal Pier held in there. It's the only spot. There's a few spots I know, secret spots, where the starfish, but this is all in symphony. They're all dying at sea, as they call the pasture. It's unarguable. It's absolutely unarguable. From the Kenine clear to the Jedediah Smith in California, they're pure in symphony. And this is by number. Remember when Tim Martin got that great interview with the Klamath Elder up on the mouth of the Klamath in 2016, 17, 18? And he's sitting there frying. He says, God, they got white spots on them. What do you think it is? They're skinny, they're sick, their numbers are low. And he said straight up, Tim Martin didn't even bait him. He says, Fukushima. So Tim Martin got the great interview with the crab fisherman. He used Kevin Blanch's old terminology. Well, he says, well, what about the crab? And he says, it's Fukushima. My old term. I mean, everybody and anybody watched my videos. I remember fishermen calling me, arguing with me. He said, no, I saw it from my own eyes, Blanche. I was out there on the fishing boats. Record returns. And this is in 2013, 14. I says, I know. Will you believe me when they crash in 2016? Oh, yeah. But that ain't going to happen. Now, I cannot overstate this. Record returns on all these said rivers, 2015. They go to sea for 5 years, Chinook salmon. First came, they got a Chinook. We call this an outlier in science. I mean, we call this an outlier versus outright liars. Such a major event. So, just more verification of Kevin Lynch's historic work. The well collapse, the starvation. The 75 biologists come out and agree. Yeah, Kevin Lynch was right. This was a starvation event that started on the Grays and the Humpbacks in 2012. And then Noah comes out 10 years after Texas. Yeah, it was a starvation event, but it's over. Unusual mortality event. And as you know, as I said, it ain't over until I say it's fucking over. Well, they're already reporting fucking. And this is the bootlicker, New York fucking, LA, the worst of the worst times, saying they're reporting 80 dead grays this year, which I know for a fact it's much more. I mean, I have an army out there. I talk to everybody who's anybody. So, it's catastrophe. The Pacific Ocean's fucking dying. And we have the data. We have the starfish data. Kevin Blanch, the gray whales, the humpbacks, Kevin Blanch's data. We have all the salmon data. We counted it. Now we have the historic new cancer data that came out this year. They said this acute radical catastrophe and more deadly, more evil, more aggressive. They even used the word outlier on processing, started California and moved across, started in, 2012. Now we have the heart attack fucking study out of Duke University who said, yeah, and they used mystified, baffled, stumped, curious, and they used the word outlier, which is started when? 2012. Season 137 attacks the heart muscle. We know this is a cue. What's up, Brad? So, we know this is historic. So, in science, we don't do mystified, baffled, stumped, alarmed, curious. They've used so many fucking hyperboles, so many fucking adjectives that they've run out. They're recycling them now. Alarmed, they're back to alarmed. Mystified again. That's all we've heard. And this event never stopped. It started to collapse in 2012, post Fukushima, and we know. So in science, we use raw data. We have all the raw data. We know unarguably, factually, that the greatest outlier in fucking history started in the Pacific Ocean in 20. It's unarguable. Absolutely unarguable. Absolutely. You cannot argue. Now, you could fucking make up some bullshit. We know that some kind of radical historic event happened in the Pacific Ocean in 2011. We know that factually, unarguably. We know that, unarguably. So what was it? A meteor strike the Pacific? It had to be a big one. That could be possible. Again, this is the radical acute collapse from hell. Did a Krakatoa form in the ocean and coat the earth like it did in the 4th, 5th century, blacking out the sun for a fucking decade and collapse the ecology? No. Did 4 full-blown out nuclear fucking meltdowns happen for the first time in human history? Remember, they entombed Chernobyl 708,000 men. Why do you think they fucking mined underneath it? We know facts because Lake Bear fucking admitted it on 60 Minutes. He's running cover up for Fukushima to Lake Bear to Leslie Stahl in 60 Minutes. Lake Bear to Leslie Stahl on day 2816 of the attack. Today's 5150. Van Halen. Wow. I've been to the edge. I stood and looked down. I lost a lot of friends there. I got no room to fuck around. Now remember, I was given 2 months to live in 2011. I went into the bone marrow transplant on 11/11/11. I'm a 1% survivor. I'm like the Pacific Ocean, clinging. Open heart surgery twice. I just had a conversation with one of my doctors yesterday. She said, "You're the biggest miracle. I can't believe it." And I said, "Yeah." I mean, she's still tied pulling out. Yeah. Fight goes on. You know, I fight for her. She fights for we. So this is, look, every river. I mean, that's a big fucking area I'm talking. From the Kenai, all of Alaska. We have the numbers. We count every single fucking salmon every day. Every day. You know, I present all the data. So you tell me there's no byproduct from these, and they've never got near them. They've never got the cores are in the Pacific Ocean. By the way, it blows my mind that Trump is never would I think everyone's missing this. I think everybody's whipping this right over their head, even the great activist community. This is Trump's Supreme Court, the most radical far-right extremist Supreme Court in history. His court, with the likes of Clarence Thomas and Alito on it, ruled 9-0 to go get the Maryland resident who was deported to El Salvador illegally. Said, go get him immediately. And Trump said, fuck you. That's way past a constitutional crisis. When he fucking thumbs his fucking... Now remember, this is Trump who admitted that he knew about Fukushima on Joe Bootlicker Rogan earlier this year. Just use the word Fukushima. This is the same guy that said he was going to cut the budget in half, meet with Z and fucking Putin, whose new budget is $1 trillion, has all kinds of nuclear pork in it. Who said, well, nuclear costs too much. Bogle. That's what he said, nuclear energy costs. Then he turned around and says, well, you know, everybody thinks it's Chernobyl. This is bootlicker fucking Joe Rogan. And Trump said, no, they think of Fukushima. So he acts like, I asked him in 2017 from here to there, you going to talk about Fukushima? You're going to stop the cut? He told me to my face, yes, it made Fox News Salt Lake. Did he? No, that be 617 now. Now, what happened to be blows my mind. Fucking whoa. So, I taught right there in that building. That was the president of the university I just walked by. Stats. You don't think I know how to do stats. Statistical probabilities. You don't think the number one school business in the country. He's under investigation for selling state secrets to fucking China. The greatest PhD in human history, Kevin Watch. This is a big fucking story. They don't just emergency fucking close because you know kind of fucking pressure the fishing industry is, but of course it's Americana now. Just go file for a fucking bailout. $37 trillion in breathing out of control debt. Fuck, we're gonna pay over $1 trillion on the fucking debt on the interest rate. And by the way, if I hear one more person saying that was Japan that was dumping the fucking paper, Japan can't dump anything without fucking the 51st state. Leslie Stahl to Lake Barrett on day 2816. You mean tell me these are full nuclear meltdowns? Lake Barrett? Yes. Leslie Stahl. Oh my God. Where are they? See, they're in the Pacific Ocean right there. Well, this is like going to the moon to fix this. Leslie Stahl, Lake Barrett. Lake Barrett to Leslie Stahl. It's one of the most important lines in world history. No, way better than that. This has never happened before. This is Einstein hypothesis. He says if this ever happens, this genius, we ever get a full-blown out nuclear meltdown, it's going to mutate every living thing on the fucking planet. It's going to cause viruses. It's going to cause mutations. It's going to cause fucking death. It's going to... Will humans adapt? Albert Einstein, yeah. In 50 generations. This is the greatest ecological collapse we've had, and we have all the data. In science and in business, in statistics, we call that an outlier. We can run fucking regressionary models. You can run and it'll deviate from the mean 10 billion fucking times. Absolutely unarguable. And the fallacy they're going to collapse years is just that, a lie and a fallacy. The Columbia had well over 4 million if you count the fucking tribal takeout and fisher takeout in 2015. Chinook, over 4 million. They just lowered their projection on the spring to 122,000. Fuck. California had record returns 2013, 14, 15. Fucking. So did Washington. Fucking Alaska had record returns on every fucking river on the Chinook in 2015. To the point less than 10,000 for the year on the Kenai. That's the biggest, the strongest, the most hallowed fucking of them all. 100-pounders. And this is by number. This is not by volume. They're sucked up. They're skinny. In science, we call this an outlier. This is an acute radical collapse. You can go in denial all you want. Kevin Blanch, this is the greatest. First you hypothesize on. This is a full-blown up meltdown. This heat source is going to pour in the Pacific Ocean. It's going to break the fucking eco chain. It's going to fry out the planet. You're going to see the greatest ecological. Not to mention the heat dome over the western United States. Look it up. I'm the guy that named it. The Great Western North American Heat Dome. 2011. The fire episode. When that started? 2011, 2012. Again, all predicted. It's going to get into the heat. This is a gas. This is a plasma. Because this energy coming off Fukushima has never happened before. You don't even know what the fuck, which I named plutonium, a fucking plasma, and it's a gas. It's unarguable. It's unarguable. Fucking, my tide pool fucking work alone's me on there. Let alone my salmon work. That's what she told me the other day. I called up to Oregon. She says, your work is so historic. I've been talking to you, she said, since 2011, 2012. I cannot believe how accurate you have been. And how fucking persistent, how strong. Well, 14 years, the greatest PhD opportunity in human history, the effects of the Fukushima disaster on our ecology, and I'm the only one that took it. First you hypothesize, then you do the field work, then you defend your work. Against this tsunami of ignorance? By the way, a fucking country that we live in, well, I was listening to Pippi Escobar talk today, and I love the judge. He's flipped, he's doing great work. I love Pippi. He's the fucking man. He's in China right now. And he says, you know, this is a 5,000-year-old society. You know what they call the United States? Everybody over there? Barbarians. And you think about it. This is what the United States does now. We go along the world and we bomb and kill innocent women and children. If you don't think that's barbaric, this is the most immoral, unconscious fucking people in the history of mankind. The Americanas of this generation. That's unarguable. How sick and how talk about lost our moral well, this is a fucking morality fucking degenerate. Well, they have no morality. It's sick. It's sick. Selfish, self-indulged, no morality, fucking genocidal, fucking sickening, evil, fucking barbarians. Fuck, they fucking would fish the last fish out of the sea if they fucking thought they could. You know, the Nuclear Energy Crime Syndicate, President Bibi, a guy from Warsaw, Poland, who changed his name to sound Middle Eastern, is the president of this fucking country. And Trump just fucking bows to whatever he says. For whom the bell tolls. 311. Yep. So they've emergently closed in California again for third year in a row. They had record returns in 2013, 14, and Chinook. Again, the smoking gun. Shouldn't go to sea for 5 years. Kevin Lynch. They will not collapse until 2016. Oh, did they? in symphony with the well collapse. Every biologist in the fucking world now is agreeing with me. We know the greatest outlier in fucking in human history happened in the Pacific Ocean in 2011. It's unarguable. We have the stillhead fucking data. We have the tide pool fucking data. We have the starving whale now. We have the heat dome. All of it. It's perfectly correlated. We don't do coincidence in science. We don't do mystified, baffled, alarm snuff. No, we get to fucking work and we prove it. It's the greatest PhD in human history, Kevin. What do I get for it? Fucking attacked. Kevin Munch, March 12th, 2011, when I named it Fukushima. All new knowledge will be attacked. All new knowledge will be attacked. It always has been. First they attack you viciously, then they ignore you. They vilify you. Just the fact that there were dozens and dozens of YouTube sites, Facebook page, all over, and I tracked them down. And remember, this is why I'm in critical condition, dying of cancer. I did all this work. I have AML de novo with a marker of 44. They took out my aortic valve. I was just talking to the fucking doctor about this. So remember the day they sent me hospice into my room and I kicked him out of my room. Said, yeah, I remember hearing all about it. I remember when they gave me my handicap sticker after 9 months when I walked out of the heavy fucking chemo and I threw the fucking handicap fucking sticker across the fucking hospital floor. You know, fight or die. I mean, I fight for her, she fights for we the sea. We're barely clinging on. You know, so thank you to Tim Martin, all the historic fucking work. Remember Tim Martin went into the hatchery and I went into the hatchery in near Stanford there. And they said, no, you're right, Kevin. They're dying at sea. Can I video? No, won't go there. I remember being down at the fucking Tijuana River fucking hatchery there, and they should do it. No, nobody will. You know, we have unarguable data. So California's closed their emergency again. So is Alaska. Washington's been closing rivers. Oregon's been closing. I mean, they're dying in the ocean. Unarguable. You fucking break the fucking chain. You promise. Plankton goes, everything goes. The hole in the fucking ozone. 2011, 2012. The fire event. 2011, 2012. It's the greatest fire event in fucking human history. Over the heat dome. That's all. The Great Pacific Genocide. Mercy closed again. The fallacy that these fucking been classified is just that, a lie and a fallacy. The Pacific Ocean was incredible. Remember they took the humpbacks off the endangered list in 2010. Fucking crab, seals, sea lions, all full of dramatic acid. How about the mirrors all washing up fucking dead? How about all that data? How about the humans? Fucking stay in tune.